something that, that's going to be uneasy since I wrote it down and I remember and all that. And now I have my colleague who is a great preacher just showed up in church. That's making me nervous now. To say welcome to him. And I know that he has, kept that church for a long time here. And anytime, please, when you come, Pastor McClown, just come in and sit with me up there. We've been talking about what the season of Advent is about. We had lit the candle of love, peace, and harmony, and all of them. We have lit all those candles and every Sunday. But today is the fourth Sunday. We call this candle the candle of joy. And today is the last straw we're going to push in to welcome the baby Jesus in our midst. Now, when we compare what we've been doing to what we just heard from the first reading between God and David, we saw a very close parallel. Remember what happened to Israel after God has appointed judges, and then there comes Saul and then David. Now, after Saul has ruled over Israel for some time, now God called David to take over. And then you heard from 2 Samuel how God says, you know what? I never complained when you were putting me under the tent, when you were going from places to places, when the judges were king over you, and then I was in the tent. You know that the Ark of the Covenant is the one that represented God. So he said, now you're living in a cedar, in a house built of cedar, which is a very, kind of like a tree, kind of like a lumber that was very, expensive and prestigious. So God says, you know what, David, I want you to build me a house like that. I want you to build me a house built of cedar tree. And then he said to David, I'm going to put all your enemies under your feet. All the people who are supposed to be attacking you, I'm going to keep them off from you. I'm going to do everything for you to make you prosper. But you got to make sure you stick with me. You got to make sure you go by my word. And then as David did, when he heard about the death of Saul, he was already put himself, his kingdom in the south of Israel, in Hebron, and now he marched over the north of Israel and then get the entire kingdom united, and then he became one of the most successful kings in Israel. Now this is the same thing for us today. God is asking you through Jesus Christ. He wants you to build him a house built of cedar. That doesn't mean we're going to make this building more fancy. It means that we're going to need to have a diverse, vibrant, and inclusive community of church. I can tell you, God may be careless if this is a building that costs, $50,000 or $200,000. But what God cares about is the people. God cares about his children. You got to go after them and bring them to church. And God cares that you don't make no discrimination. Bring everybody because they are all God's children. It does not matter what the language be. It doesn't matter what the culture be. It doesn't matter what the background be. God says, bring it all in, my church. Because that's what the kingdom looks like someday. The kingdom looks like a place where everyone has a share. Everyone has a place in Jesus Christ. So God was saying this to Israel then. But in Jesus, he said, bring everyone to that church. Build me the church. A church that doesn't mean that building. It may mean that also, but mostly it means that the people, I want them to be in here to worship me. And as you said, as I've been saying from the last 3 weeks, the coming of Jesus Christ will fix things for us. The coming of Jesus Christ will put things where they need to be. The coming of Jesus Christ will change everything in us that needs to be changed to get the work done. You must prepare for it. You must make room in our hearts for it. That's why when Jesus comes, if he doesn't find a place to stay in our heart, he will move to the next person. Don't you agree? Yes. If he comes and your heart is filled with hatred, would he stay? If he comes, your heart is full with bias and discrimination, he will not stay. That's why the season of Advent is about, to clean your heart, to make room when the Lord comes in, he found a way to dwell. He found a place to dwell. And that's what we've been doing during these 4 Sundays of Advent. And then this evening will be the day when everything that we've been working, everything we've been trying, will come together. I know for some people, Advent comes and goes, and then it doesn't make any difference. You know, they said, you know what, Father, I'm 80 years of age. I've been the same person that I've been. That didn't change yesterday, I'm not going to change today. But be careful when you say that. You never know that when the Lord will knock on your door. If the last time you say this and the Lord knocks on your door, I'll feel sorry for you. As we said, God calls us to build that church. God calls us to work together. He said that's why in our church we have those times. Advent, Christmas, Epiphany, and all that. Someone who is please come in. Someone who is a good Baptist will say, Father, I don't care about Advent. I don't care about Christmas. I don't care about Epiphany. As long as I accept Jesus as my Savior and Lord, I will be okay. That's what they will tell you. Guess what? They might be okay. But we have those as a way to keep us focused in our church. We have Advent to know that this is a time we need to get ourselves together. Right? And I'm going to share a little story with you. I remember that I did an experience of teaching high school, 12th graders for 3 months. Oh my goodness, that was something. Since then I prayed for all teachers every day. She was pregnant and she got to go for maternity leave, and they got me to take that over the class. And don't laugh yet. And when I come to the school, and that was before school opens, and I saw all the teachers. They decorating the classroom. Those who've been teaching for a long time, the classroom, all that. The rule of mathematics. Don't divide by 0. A lot of things. And my room is bare. I didn't have anything in my room. And I said, my God, why are they doing this? I can't go without that. And they didn't tell me anything. And then when school opens, and then, when I have my student come in the classroom, they kind of like looking at that classroom and looking at me, kind of like, they didn't say it, but I see their face. Mr. Joseph, is that your first time? Kind of like they saying in their heart, but they didn't say anything. And, I did away and teaching them. And after that, I went to a colleague. I said, why is it that you guys decorated the church, your room so much and and stuff like that? He said, well, try to do it, see the difference. And I went and buy some materials and put in. And when the student comes in and says, wow, Mr. Joseph, no, let's do it. I'm learning now. So the point is, the church has all the different seasons to help us to grow spiritually, to prepare ourselves, and to keep track of how the time is going by. If we need to get something done, to get it done with ease and with a much easier time. So in Advent, we had 4 Sunday. We've been preparing ourselves. Now Christmas is about to come tonight. And our mission is to call all the children of St. Mary's, those who are church and unchurched, those who've been de-church. We said in church, but who've been church that have been de-church. You know what I'm talking about? De-church. So get them back in. And we all have a mission. Myself, the place I came from, I never knew that I would be in a place called St. Mary's today. But I know God has a purpose for each and every one of us here. If we are here because of the purpose of God's for us. And we're not going to falter. We're going to do faithful to our mission. And as we're going to keep this a very low mass, a very simple mass, we're going to prepare for tonight, which will be the great event of welcoming Jesus Christ symbolically in the church, of welcoming Jesus Christ in reality in our hearts. First of all, get Jesus in within you, first of all, and everything else will come into play. I hope and pray that you have a spirit-filled Advent season, and we're going to have a glorious Christmas tonight. May God bless you. In his name, who is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen.